With a leading version of the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, Redmagic has done it again with probably the most powerful gaming phone out in the market right now, the Redmagic 8S Pro. However, aside from the overclocked Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, an improved thermal cooling solution, and a more refined aesthetic, the rest are essentially identical to the previous Redmagic 8 Pro, at least on paper, which makes sense since the 8 Pro was released just a few months ago. The new Redmagic 8S Pro also features an overclocked Adreno 740 GPU, fast LPDDR5X memory, and UFS 4.0 storage, with the same 6.8-inch AMOLED display offering up to 120Hz refresh rate and 1300 nits peak brightness. It also features an identical set of cameras, still with the under-display selfie camera, stereo speakers, and a substantial 6000 mAh battery. The software has been revamped though, with a more minimal approach and improved features with the Redmagic OS 8. It may be an incremental upgrade from the Redmagic 8 Pro, but the performance leap is undeniably significant, grabbing a whopping 1.6 million score in Antutu benchmark. If you're one of those who skipped the Redmagic 8 Pro for some reason, and you like what Redmagic has to offer in terms of gaming features compared to its competitors, then this is the perfect time to jump in. With that being said, let me share with you a dedicated unboxing experience and first impressions before I give you my full review once I properly put this on its place, just to give you a bit of an idea what to look forward to. Let's get into it. The packaging is also essentially the same, with a nice premium looking silver box with some comic style artwork around the internal packaging. Inside we have a small accessory box that houses the SIM ejector tool, the warranty paperwork, and a free transparent casing. Next we have the Redmagic 8S Pro gaming phone itself, and underneath that we still have that paper divider with Redmagic social media QR codes. Finally, we still have that 65 watts power brick and the iconic red charging cable. At first look and touch, there's no denying the fact that it resembles the look and feel of the Redmagic 8 Pro with a dominant blocky form factor with curved corners. In fact, they share almost the same exact dimensions, with the new Redmagic 8S Pro being a tad thicker. As I said earlier, they share the same exact display with a 6.8-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel with up to 120Hz refresh rate, 1300 nits peak brightness, and a touch sampling rate of up to 960Hz. It also features super slim bezels all around, with the same 16-megapixel under-display selfie camera partnered with the invisible earpiece, making up for an ultimate unobstructed viewing experience. I wish they improved the display a bit though, to at least up to 165Hz refresh rate to keep up with its competitors, especially given the highly capable hardware inside. Now looking at the left side, nothing much has changed either. We still have the volume rocker, the intake part of the ventilation system, and a couple of antenna lines which are fairly consistent across all sides. On the other side, we have the power button naturally placed, a microphone, the exhaust ventilation with an active cooling fan, a couple of 520Hz shoulder triggers, and a dedicated game space switch. Up top, we have the secondary speaker, another microphone, and most importantly, especially for low latency gaming, a headphone jack. At the bottom, we have the SIM card tray that supports dual nano SIM cards, the primary microphone, the USB Type-C port, and the primary speaker for a stereo speaker setup certified by DTS:X Ultra. Unfortunately, we don't have a micro SD card slot here. Finally, here at the back, while it shares some of the design characteristics of the Redmagic 8 Pro, we now have a more refined and premium looking aesthetic for the Redmagic 8S Pro, featuring a nice to the touch circular brushed aluminum finish. The lighting reflections highly vary depending on the angle, which adds more character to the otherwise boring look. Now, though completely unnecessary, these texts at the back actually illuminate and are customizable depending on your preference. You can use it for gaming effects, notifications, and more. Plus, the circular part right here is also translucent, allowing the illumination of the cooling fan to shine through, albeit quite subtle and barely visible. Now, although this phone is primarily targeted towards gaming, we still have a good amount of camera lenses here, which again is identical to what the Redmagic 8 Pro has. A 50-megapixel main camera, 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens, and a 2-megapixel macro lens. Now, here are some sample photos for you guys. As per my testing, it weighs roughly around 225 grams, which is hefty enough while not being too cumbersome. Now, in terms of the user interface, unlike the Redmagic 8 Pro with a bunch of pre-applied widgets out of the box, the Redmagic 8S Pro offers a more minimal approach with just a few Google apps and standard widgets on the homepage. It also doesn't have many pre-installed apps except for Booking.com, which you can easily uninstall if you want. So out of the box, you'll get a pretty clean, smooth, and responsive user interface. We still have all the shortcuts here to take advantage of the nifty features like the cooling fan, display refresh rate, and more. And under the settings, we have a bunch of features that I need to explore deeper in the full review. But essentially, what's important here is that we have an LTPO display wherein it can automatically adapt the refresh rate from 1Hz to 120Hz depending on the application demand to dynamically save battery while providing a very smooth experience. As for the specifications, let me pop them on the screen so that you can check it out. Again, it features an overclocked Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 with an also overclocked Adreno 740 GPU with up to 16GB of LPDDR5X memory, 512GB of UFS 4.0 storage, and has a substantial 6000 mAh of dual cell battery. As for the performance, we'll dive deep into that in the full review, but let me tell you right now, with an Antutu benchmark of a whopping 1.6 million, 300,000 more than the Redmagic 8 Pro with a similar but older Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, this is easily one of the most powerful smartphones that I've ever used, so I have no doubt that this gaming phone can handle anything I will throw at it. In the full review, we'll focus more on its handheld gaming performance, battery life, display and sound quality, more sample photos, daily driver potential, and all of its key features hiding under the hood inside the Redmagic OS 8.0. But for as my first impressions, I like that they've managed to maintain everything that I like about the Redmagic 8 Pro while refining some important aspects like the user interface and software experience, and most importantly, they did not just overclock the processor but also improve on the cooling solution to handle that extra load in performance. However, and consequently, it is honestly just an incremental upgrade that I cannot justify the upgrade from the Redmagic 8 Pro, and I kinda feel bad for those who got it just a few months ago. I wish they improved more on the hardware side of things, like a higher refresh rate and a better camera system, especially with a better ultra-wide-angle lens and an improved under-display selfie camera. But other than that, if you're coming from an older phone, again, there's no denying the raw performance of this phone that makes it a viable option against some of the more expensive gaming phones out in the market. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Redmagic for sending a review sample. While they did provide this phone for me to share my honest thoughts with you, this is not sponsored and no money has been exchanged. And they'll see this video the same time as you'll do. If you're interested in this phone, I'll put some links below. Thank you for watching, subscribe for the full review, and see you next time. Have a great day, guys. You're awesome.